the fastest car on my channel so far, the wonderful 2017 Audi A5. This really is Audi's kind of last hurrah of the kind of like large coupe that they made. The new Audi A5s, as you know, they're large hatchbacks designed to look like saloons and estates. They don't make these anymore, and it's a shame really, because there's a lot to like about this car. Still a few things here and there which aren't perfect, but it's a fantastic effort from Audi, and they really have excelled themselves with this car. Fantastic car. There's a lot to talk about in terms of this car. Yes, it's based in the Audi A5. It's the S5 model, S5 being the all-wheel drive, 349 brake horsepower, top speed limited to 155 miles per hour, sports coupe version of the A5. So here we are, viewers, the beating heart of this wonderful Audi S5. This is a 3-litre V6 turbocharged engine, petrol of course, with a top speed of 155 limited, 349 brake horsepower, and does 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. And there's a lot to like about this car. There's a lot to commend on it. The actual model range itself is kind of a last hurrah for the Audi large kind of cruiser coupe-ish kind of car. And nowadays, all we have left is the Mercedes CLE, which itself replaced two different coupes, and the BMW 4 Series, which is, in my opinion, still a bit divisive on the looks. It's a shame, really, because this was a nice kind of middle on the ground that we've lost, really. The CLE being a lot more expensive than the C-Class coupe it replaced. And the 4 Series, like I said, it grew a buck tooth. It's a shame. These were nice-looking cars. Now, in terms of the actual car itself, it was actually produced between 2017 to 2025. It was facelifted around 2020. Not really much change in terms of the face. It's got a slightly different interior trim, better tech and spec and all that. And a slightly different bumper at the front as well. But reality is, it was also the same car. But this particular model here, it's very discreet. It's not obvious. It's a bit of a sleeper car in that aspect. This particular model did have a long lifespan, and it is one of the last of its type. With this now gone, there's only two coupes which are 4-seaters these days. They're both German, both rear-wheel drive. In this case, this was the last front-wheel drive one. It's a shame we don't have this anymore. But that's the way the world is at the moment. Everything's becoming EV or crossovers. And, you know, there's not really much room for anything else. Look at saloons. It's a shame, really. Now, how would I describe the styling? In one word, minimalistic. But that's the kind of purpose of this car. The Audi A5 wasn't the most overstyled vehicle. It was an evolution of the Mark 1. Audi S5, being the sports model, doesn't really stand out, in my opinion. It really doesn't. If anything, it'd be a good Q car or a sleeper car. If you get the four-door version of this car, I wouldn't be surprised if it would be used by the police forces in an unmarked vehicle, that kind of car. Now, in terms of styling, I'll be honest with you viewers, I actually really prefer the facelift model of the Mark 1. It's these headlights, I just look a bit too unnecessary angular. The pre-facelift was expectedly aggressive looking without being overly aggressive. It was the perfect kind of proportion. Well, this, it can't really make up its mind if it wants to be kind of attractive, sexy, aggressive, scowling. It kind of looks like a Margot Robbie with a scowl. I don't really know what it's trying to get at, but it does compensate with this wonderful chrome grille. And in black paintwork, I think it'll look fantastic even. It really stands out. It's like a bit of jewellery for the car. And you really see it with this kind of 3D effect, multifaceted chrome at the front grille. I like it a lot. You also got these lovely bonnet creases, very subtle nonetheless. Again, drawing all the ice to the grille without making the grille too ostentatious, too flashy, too gimmicky. But moving on to the rest of the vehicle, now you've got this lovely, sharp, bladed cut straight through the bodywork, straight from the front of the headlights, right to the rear of the taillights. Love it, absolutely sharp. And also, it kind of accentuates what is essentially a clamshell bonnet. I think that's a very good design. Now, I'm not a massive fan of plastic coverage, beauty covers and all that. I find it a bit annoying, it gets in the way, it hides some of the mechanicals, etc., etc. But obviously, I appreciate they do it for fuel economy or for beauty. However, in this particular case, I actually really like the design of this engine cover. I really do. You've got these excellent alloys, which are actually very subtle when you think about it, because take the badge away, and it would just look like a top-of-the-range Toyota Avensis or maybe a Mazda 6 or something. You would never know it was a sporty Audi with a 3-litre turbo. I like that. It's subtle. It's good. Yet the kind of clue to tell you that it's a sports car is you've got the wonderful red brake calipers underneath there with the big S5 badging on it. Subtle but clever. I like it. The Germans have done a really good job in terms of the design so far. Again, you've got this lovely badge, really well designed in, almost 3D effect. Good job of design, like I said. You've now got obviously the silhouette, the glass house. The window is smaller, but it gives it a lot elongated effect, very sharp, almost drop off at the back to make the car feel more stanced and more staunchy. It makes the car feel stronger and more powerful, like it's got a lot of grunt underneath the bonnet, which it has. And then you've got this sharp, bladed, diffuser style bottom end of the door. Again, it makes the car feel a bit more planted, wider, longer. Moving all the way to the back though, and if I bring camera leads towards the back of the vehicle, that wonderful kind of folded, sharp design at the rear just continues from the front and the side of the vehicle. It does. It looks fantastic. You've got this very subtle lip spoiler on the boot lid. Looks good. Short boot lid, and it still accentuates what essentially was a two-door coupe from a saloon model. I like that. Good design. One thing that stands out for you is the tail lights, where it's been folded in, it's been creased. I don't mind these tail lights, viewers. They look very creased, they're very folded, and I actually prefer them over the Mark 1s, if I'm completely honest with you. I think they were subtly improved on the facelift model, and I think they look even better. But they still look excellent on this particular model. You've got the badge to tell you which vehicle you've got here to make, so it's a sign of pride, which I like. And the bumper, it's pretty much a standard bumper with the excellent twin exhaust on both sides. Overall, it's a really good design. One of my favourite parts of this car, viewers, is the interior. This is an absolutely brilliant interior. It really is, the way it's been designed. I mean, to be fair, what do you expect from an Audi? They make some of the best interiors in the market. They really, really do. The red stitching for a start on the steering wheel is a sight to behold. The quality is excellent. In fact, many people argue the quality on this second generation Audi A5 model, and obviously S5s, is better than the quality you've got on the Mark III Audi A and S5s. But I digress. Plenty of buttons, it's festooned with buttons in fact. There's also a cruise control system down here, which is good once you figure it out, but it can be a bit tricky. It's not the best cruise control system. You also have excellent quality on the carbon fibre style dash and the centre console as well. Excellent cup holders, lovely laid out actually. It's a really, really nice design. It is starting to show its age a little bit with a smaller screen, but it's not that bad actually, and there's a lot to commend about it. But the quality overall is absolutely fantastic, and the styling is magnificent. I love the Quattro badge on this side as well, and the quality of everything, like I said, it feels really, really good. There is a few things about the interior that does bother me a little bit though, if I'll be honest with you viewers. So for a car like this, you've got excellent seats for that matter. In fact, I'll come to the seats in a second. But then some of the toys, they give you really expensive, useful toys, and then don't give you essential toys. Case in point, this model here comes with massage seats, which is excellent. You've got all-round power for the seats, and massage seats, and heated seats. You don't have seat memory. You don't have cooled seats. So you get the massage seats, but you don't have those ones. I just don't understand how they kind of pick and choose the toys they give us, but they still got a decent amount of quality. I also love the pedals, by the way. I should point that out. It just makes the car feel extra special. But again, it's the S5 model. It is extra special. That's why it is like that. Okay, viewers, I'm going to be completely, I'm cheating a little bit here because obviously the seats don't come all the way back. But the reason I'm doing that is it's being a two-door car. It's almost impossible to be filmed at all. So I have to open the seat like this. Case in point. Yeah, I'm behind the seat now. But actually, when you think about it, although I've moved the seat forward a little bit, it's not that bad. I've always sat behind my own driving position in this car, and it does fit me. Bit of a squeeze, but it is very comfortable, actually. I'll give you that. Although, that's the crossroad feeling, so I'm going to move it forward. Now, the seats back here are very comfortable. They do actually have space. And I love the fact you've got air vents and stuff like that, so it makes the passengers feel a bit more refreshed. You do have the sunroof as well to bring a bit of extra light in, but again, it's just so dark. It feels like you're in a prison cell. Not necessarily the car's fault, it's just the way cars are these days. It all seems to have an overabundance on black materials, and I just wish there was a bit more colour. This particular model is nice because you've got the sunroof and the one for brick red leather seats I mentioned earlier on, and it is really, really good. But again, it's a two-door coupe, so I'm not expecting this to be the most suitable for rear passengers. It's got to have some space for the rear passengers, and it does, but it's all about the front passengers and the way this car drives. Overall though, as a back passenger in a two-door coupe, it's alright. I've been in a lot worse. So how does the Audi S5 perform? Well, in a nutshell, predictably, you expect it to be a fast car, and it is a fast car. I mean, at the end of the day, it's got 349 brake horsepower, top speed limited to 155, and on top of that, it has a 0-60 time of 4.5 seconds. So inevitably, it's a fast car. We get that, and it definitely feels fast. Around town, it's very comfortable actually for what it is. It's a low-slung sports car, and yet it really does cocoon you from the road. It's a little bit harsh on certain surfaces, and it does send a few rumbles and jolts in occasionally, but it can't be helped for a car this height and this size. It doesn't really affect me that much, to be honest, but it's something that you do notice occasionally. In terms of around town, though, it's very easy to park for that matter. It's not a massive footprint, despite having the odd proportions, because it's a coupe, and therefore, you have a few blind spots here and there. But overall, around town, it's really good. On the dual carriageways and at high speeds, it's absolutely excellent. In fact, I'll come to that in a second. But one of my gripes, and I'm about to show you, viewers, is cornering. It feels like there's a little bit of lean, but not too much. It actually feels very well controlled. It's just not very engaging. I don't feel like the car's going to kick out or have oversteer or, and have the snap oversteer, which is even worse, although a little bit of fun. It's very predictable and very safe around town, and also in the corners. But to make a bit of fun in the corners, especially in a car like this, it just doesn't really engage me that much. It doesn't really stir the soul, and it's a shame, really, because it's actually a fantastic car. Like I said, it's very predictable, and on bad weather conditions, this is absolutely wonderful. It's the sort of car you want, especially in a sports car. So I'm really not criticising it. I absolutely am not. I just wish it was a bit more engaging in the corners. I feel like something like a lightweight, sportier family car from yesteryear is a bit more fun, especially a front-wheel drive one like a P10 Primera, and especially BMWs are rear-wheel drive biased. Would undoubtedly be more fun to drive. But going back to one of the positive points is when you get to the higher speeds, which I'm about to show you viewers, it's the engine. Yes, okay, it's a sports car. I expect it to be fast. I'm about to go into 70 miles an hour. I'll put my foot down and you're going to hear that amazing V6 roar. It is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant, viewers. That's a magnificent noise. So I've got no gripes about the delivery of power and how fast it feels and the way it responds. Nothing like that, in fact. Even around town, it's good. And the fuel economy is good, and so is the reliability. In fact, the reliability and fuel economy are great for a car like this. It's more cornering, just lets it down a little bit. Like I said, it's not bad in any kind of way. It's actually very safe and quite predictable. Just lacks a bit of sparkle and doesn't really stir the soul. Shame, because otherwise it's a fantastic car, viewers.
You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. I've been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs to finally see what it means to be living. You got a fast car. Fast enough so we can fly away. We're gonna make a decision. Live tonight and die this way. So I remember we were driving your car. The speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and the arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling that I could be someone. Had a feeling that I could be someone.
What's my verdict on the 2017 Audi S5? Now, don't get me wrong, there is a few things about this car which I don't like. I'm not too keen on the fact that it's slightly crashy over certain surfaces. Then again, it can't be helped to a car this kind of size, this kind of height or lack thereof. I also don't like the fact that some models aren't that reliable, and then there's a cost attached. But also, I'm not massively keen on the handling. Look, it's never going to be bad handling. It's very safe, and with the all-wheel drive system you get with these quattro systems, I feel safe in this car. It'd be good in a snowy day for a start, or a wet day. But in a corner, it doesn't really stir the soul for me. It just doesn't. Something like an older car that's light on its toes, like a P10 Primera, which I reviewed, the SRI model. Extremely good handling car. Something like a BMW, which is more playful, despite being obviously terrible in certain weather conditions. And it just doesn't really have that. And it's a shame, because I really like this car. Look, don't get me wrong, on the plus side, you've got a magnificent engine. This 3-litre turbocharged 8-speed automatic gearboxed engine is magnificent, and the gearbox is seamless too. The noise it makes is phenomenal, and the speed it delivers is phenomenal. It's a great car. It really does have that excellent slingshot effect of a turbo without any of the turbo lag. I really like this car, and for that reason I'll give this car a really worthy 8.5 out of 10. So it's a really good car, but not my favourite car of all time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video, viewers. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget to like my videos as well and share my videos. That would really help me out growing this channel. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye. So viewers, what's the Audi S5 like to drive? Well, exactly as you can imagine from a high-powered German sports coupe.